Sunday, 6:30. I'm just back from Belfast after having another very, very good meeting with fellow like-minded people. The vast majority of whom are like me. We are pro-traditional vaccine people. But there's something dodgy about this current job that we are all concerned about. So once again, to reiterate, in the vial of any of the vaccines, there's a 40 trillion genes for making the spike protein. The spike is the spike on the virus. This is my little new virus here. And the spikes are the things that the immune system attacks. And there's many a guy has been wearing the wrong football top and they have been attacked, even though the person that's wearing the football top might be the most beautiful human being that ever lived. It doesn't matter to the other person. The other person sees the outward appearance of the person wearing the wrong football top, they get attacked. So too with the old virus. The immune system sees the spikes. It's the spikes that angers the immune system and they attack it, okay? So in the vial, there are 40 trillion genes for making the spike, and they are injected into your deltoid muscle. And one of the questions asked me today was, Liam, the whole problem, according to you, is that if the gene stayed in the muscle, there's the muscle there, and stayed in the muscle and didn't leave the muscle, do you think it'd be okay? And my answer is yes. I think if no leakage occurred from the muscle, and the action is supposed to be here. This is the war zone, okay? Now, so they said, well, how is it leaking from the muscle? Well, number one, if the injection needle, which is here, hits a blood vessel, this is the needle, okay? This is the injection needle. If it hits a blood vessel, well, all those genes are going to go into that blood artery or vein. Okay? And the result of that there, my friends, as far as I'm concerned, will be a very, very quick reaction. Minutes or hours shortly after the jab. And we have seen on Facebook and on social media, lots of people taking reactions very, very quick. And I would say that's been caused by a direct hit into an artery or a vein and goes around the bloodstream, gets into the brain, blah, blah, blah. You know what happens then. But here is the hypodermic needle coming in again. And here are the little genes coming out. And in theory, those genes will go into the muscle cells. These are muscle cells. And they will make your muscle cells produce spikes. Yep. And the theory is that your muscle cells turn into what looks to the immune system like a virus. Just like the guy wearing the football top. Yep. He might be the nicest, sweetest guy inside that football top, but the other football team supporters only go by the outside appearance. And so too with your immune system, it sees the spikes on the muscle cells and it goes on the attack, attacks them as the killer T cells. And the B lymphocytes, of course, they're scientists, they make antibodies. And the theory is that the antibody production will be located in the muscle, it will stay in the muscle, and the war zone will be in the muscle, and no big deal. And the memory T cells will memorize the antibodies. So later on in life, when you get the real virus, you will have the ammo to deal with it, yeah? So the next big question, the question that was asked to me today is, well, how else could it be leaking? And we have to go into look at the physics of the size of the injection in relation to the size of the virus. Now, just bear with me. This is the size of the virus, okay? And you're getting injected into you the gene for making one of those spikes, okay? So I'm going to pause here. Now, if you can get your head around this here, it will help you understand it. Here is one virus. Here is the genetic inside of it, the RNA. And that little bit there is the gene for a spike. So the size of that little gene in relation to the size of a spike, in relation to the overall size of the virus, is so tiny. In fact, the gene injected into you, I would say, is composed of about maybe 10 or 15 chemicals. So ultra tiny. And it is very easy for that gene to diffuse out from the muscles into the bloodstream. Are you with me? The size of the gene injected into you, 40 trillion of them into your muscle. And the scientists that I've been following tell us that 75% of the genes injected into your muscle are that tiny that they leak out very easily through the blood capillaries, through the cells, into the blood capillaries, into the veins and arteries, and go around your body, go all around your body. And the long-term effects of that leakage is causing a lot of reactions. And God knows what's going to happen down the line if those genes are now floating all around your body, and when they get to your blood vessels and your heart, and they lodge themselves into the cells, and those cells then start making the spikes, because that's what the genes are designed for your cells to make spikes, and the immune system is going to attack them, okay, and causing inflammation, causing all sorts of complications. Now, the second question I was asked was, Liam, how come that most of these people who are getting bad reactions have a low platelet count? People who are taking blood clots have low platelet count. Let me answer that. So here we have a blood capillary, here we have the red blood cells, and the blue guys represent the platelets. The platelets' job is to form a clot whenever you get a cut in your skin, for example, okay? But here's what's happening, my friends. When the genes are coming down this blood capillary for programming the cell to make a spike protein, the genes enter the cells, and your cells start making spike proteins, because that's what the vaccine is designed for. It's not supposed to happen in the blood capillaries. It's supposed to happen in the muscles of your arm, the deltoid muscle. But because of leakage, the genes are floating all around your body, and these cells are starting to make spike proteins. What then happens is the platelets, these blue guys are the platelets, and they see that there's trauma here, there's something not right. So we have under the microscope, if you were to examine it under the microscope, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 platelets there. The spikes are doing something. And what they're happening is they're making the platelets come together. That one there moves over to there. Them two are together. There's that one here moves up to here. This one comes up to here. Them two come together. And them two there come together. And now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Under the microscope, you now have a low platelet count. You only have 4 platelets, but they are an amalgamation of smaller platelets. That is what is happening. And that is the answer to the question. Liam, why are so many people who are having bad reactions and clotting have low platelet count? The bloody thing is clotting. The small platelets are coming together in the blood capillaries caused by the spike protein. Yeah? Scary stuff. By the way, once again, just to reiterate, we are not anti-traditional vaccine. I love traditional vaccines. But this thing here is serious, serious, serious. And you have to take a step back and understand the biology behind the messenger RNA, the spike. The spike is the danger. I mean, your muscle cell is supposed to look like that. It turns into that, which is okay. I'm happy enough with that. If the war zone is there and stays there, I don't want the war to move to my brain or to my heart or to my lungs or to my kidneys or to my testicles or to a woman's ovaries. I hope that answers the questions. Once again, thanks to all the guys today. Lovely seeing us all today in Belfast. And we just have to keep spreading the word, yeah? Pause this. I'm going to leave you on this note here, my friends. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. An awful lot of people out there on Facebook who have no knowledge, and there's a lot of people there who have radio chat shows who have no knowledge. You need to have knowledge to know what's going on. You need to follow the top scientists who are telling us all our stories, yeah? But anyway, God bless each and every one of you.